What's up, my dog?
New Year.
New Year. Happy New Year, dog.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you guys. Just got a couple of questions I want to ask you today. And basically has to do with your social media. It's been very active. Been seeing a lot of collaborations that you guys have been working with lately.
Yeah, bro.
Do you want to go deep into that?
Oh, yeah.
It was, I think 2024, the end of 2024 was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
It's crazy. We literally went from
PF.
The interesting time that was PF and getting that sorted to, funny enough, the what you're wearing right now, Venezianico.
Tell them how it happened, actually. How did it?
Yeah, how did it come about? Like
Venezianico.
Yeah.
Bro, it was so simple.
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
It
It was literally, I think we saw on a story, a co-CEO viewed our story. And then that caught your attention.
Yes.
And then you checked his page, and then he's like, oh, CEO of Venezianico. And we're like, oh, open that. And this world opened.
Okay.
Italian watchmaking. We're like, what? Okay, cool. Then you told me about it, and then you showed me, and we were like, cool. We're like, hey, let's just DM.
Actually, no. Actually, before that, you're missing something. You did a video on them.
Oh, yes.
I remember you did a video on them.
Yes, so we did a video last year.
Yeah.
Early on, talking about micro brands, and I just said, yes, and I did say Venezianico was a brand that I just like how, Italian watchmaking, because we were doing that, we're in that period where we wanted to really focus on micro brands. So then we're like, let's just expand our knowledge also, right? And then we ended up in Italy. Venezianico showed up. We spoke about it briefly, and then we didn't speak about it again for a while. And then, we saw him look at a story.
Yeah. And then I was like, no, let's DM.
And then you reminded me, you were like, bro, we spoke about these guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. And then we DM'd him directly.
Yeah.
We DM'd Venezianico, the page, and him directly.
And him, Alberto, yeah.
Alberto. And then
he responded, the way you responded, he responded, I think within the hour.
Yeah.
And because, we just said, hey, look, we love your brand. We'd love to get a watch. He's like, yeah. And then he was literally as part of, I really like your channel and I'm going to invest in it. So I'm going to send you the Redentore Ultra Black.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
what?
That's simple. Yeah.
But then he literally, and then it was such a smooth conversation. And then he was just like, you know what, let's take this
to WhatsApp.
Let's take it privately, and we'll chat.
Yeah.
And we made a group chat with the dial and these people, and then
automatically just.
And then literally, if I remember correctly, it was a Thursday. No, it was a Tuesday. We I had a conversation with him privately.
Yes.
Dude, it was at midnight.
Jeez.
I had a conversation with him at midnight. And then he was like, you know what, let's meet properly on Friday. And let's just have a proper
video conference.
Have a proper Zoom meeting. Let's just talk.
Yeah.
Yo, we did that deck so quick.
That morning, actually. I remember that there was a point where you were asking me oh, should I send this message now because it's 11 at night?
Yeah, and I was like,
I just said it. Maybe you'll see it in the morning. Immediately 30 minutes after.
Bro, he replied.
And then the next morning, you're like, Yanko, we have a meeting.
I was
today.
Literally, I told him,
I was like, no way.
They want to meet on Friday.
Yeah.
Zoom. And then he even said that morning, he sent me a message. He's like, hey, please don't forget to send me the link.
The link.
So I had to pre-make a Google Meet, pre-made. And then we created the presentation. We did the whole thing on that Friday. And then the following Thursday,
we got the thing.
I got a watch delivered from Venice.
Yeah.
So that was
one thing. I think for us, it was we didn't realize it then, but it was the start of us getting realized and people actually saying that they like the channel. Because one thing about doing things like this, it's almost like you're putting your heart out on the line and you're putting yourself up on the line, and you don't know how people will consume your content and stuff. So. The fact that they really, really enjoyed it, and the fact that they were so serious about it. We will send you the watch, and they sent us the watch. Because in this game, you get a lot of people that like to make promises and they don't fill it out, and those kind of things. So, for me, I think it was finding equally minded, serious people because as much as we joke and laugh, right, the DAO is it's kind of serious because it's our passion. We enjoy it, you know. So the fact that they were like, we know that you're serious and we're gonna be serious with you. That's for me. That's what stood out. And I even told Daniel, I was like, dude, these guys, I think we might have to keep them long term and all that. So
and really build a healthy relationship with them, because also, I mean, and this is one thing we've learned about micro brands as a whole, actually, is that they are really busy. They're really busy because like micro brands have to do a lot more
promotion and marketing
to really be seen and to go places. And I mean, we've had the privilege to even conversate with them, and they were sharing, oh, we're in this country now, we're exhibiting here and we're exhibiting here. We have to fly here tomorrow morning. I mean, they sent us pictures like, oh, this is our stand here. And we were seeing sort of in real time, like, wow, you're literally in Paris, right? You're in Paris. The next 2 days, you're in New York City.
Literally in that order.
In that order, New York City, and then you're in Canada, and then you're back in New York City, and then you're back to Europe, and you're like...
And they're super hands-on. They go themselves.
Yeah, they go, and then they're with the people, and they like to be, you know, they connect with the potential customer or people just even seeing their brand for the first time.
That's the touch I really loved.
Yeah.
That's the touch that...
They were even in London at some point as well.
Yeah.
So we kind of got the chance in some sort of way to really sort of, experience hands-on, like, damn, this is not an easy thing to do, to be a watchmaker. It's not easy, you know. I think because we were introduced, like many people, into the watch industry through the big guns, you know, we just think, damn, you know, you're just a big guy, you can do whatever you want, you got all the money. But to get there, and then when you actually get into the watch industry and you start to understand, you're like, oh, no wonder this has been around for 300 years. That's how long it takes. That's how long it takes to really create something that is so memorable, that's so part of culture, right? In many ways, in different ways, you know, that it's not just your, you know, oh, let me just start a business. Let me see how it goes. There's a lot that goes into it. I mean, when they released the Aquaforte, while they were in New York, right?
Yeah, I think they were somewhere.
They were somewhere.
Canada.
Yeah, and then they told us, oh, we can't talk right now. We're going to release
something else.
Now, so yeah, we'll talk later. And it's like, damn, you have to be on it all the time.
But that actually motivated us to actually get busy also with our thing.
Yeah,
you know,
like really thought, okay, if we want to be as serious as they are, and they have a large following already, and they're still considered a micro brand. You know, and
cult following actually, not even large, cult
following, like people who own, like they live and breathe Venezianico, especially them being a Venetian watchmaker, and how they, and we've said this on the channel many times, how they integrate the history of where they come from into every single timepiece. I mean, when we, you know, the history behind this Redentore, and how, you know, from the, you know, Basilica del Redentore and the architect behind it, and him being Venetian and taking these certain shapes and then putting it as part of, like,
all in that box, you know.
It's so
that watch
and then
box,
the watch box, and then the map as well. So you
take us through it, because remember, you were the first one to actually get your hands on it at that time, because I think I was away at the time.
Yeah, you were.
So
away,
take us through.
Before we go into that, I actually have a very peculiar question. And before I ask, it really seemed to have been quite an experience for you guys to get Venezianico on, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing that you guys pushed yourselves this far. Now my question to you is, were there any challenges that you guys experienced throughout this entire process, meeting another micro brand? Because firstly it was PF, now it's Venezianico. So did you guys have any challenges in that regard?
With Venezianico?
Yeah, we did for sure. But not necessarily with them as a company. They actually made it very easy for us. They were so, you know, forthcoming. They were very receptive. They were very polite, you know, just as people, you know, they're amazing. But actually filming the thing, figuring it out how we wanted to, because it was such an emotional thing for us because it was the first time
we're ever getting a watch review.
like from like the world has seen us now sort of moment where like we need to make this thing look incredible. Now, fortunately, as you can tell, we have the people who can make it happen. But
it was an initial worry because we're
Yeah.
like, how are we gonna do this? Where's the camera gonna be?
how we gonna like how
What's
do
the
we,
vision? What's
and,
the setup?
like what's the storyline? How do we want to come across it? Also, we wanted to impress them as well, right? We wanted them to see because we're also well aware that we are, you know, the only ones in this part of the world talking about what we talk about on this channel. So at the extent that we do, so it's like we wanted almost. It was almost like a pride thing as well. Like we want them to know, like, damn, South Africa really,
Yeah.
you know, like these guys really know what they're doing. We got compliments from them, like your content looks amazing. But now that we're almost now indirectly representing you because now you've shared your product with us, your own hard work, and now we need to show you why you've entrusted us with, you know, your brand
watch, yeah,
basically.
your baby.
And so the pressure was on amongst the team, right? I mean, you know. I mean, you.
Shout out to the director also.
Right, the homie. You know?
Yeah.
Shout out to you, my dog.
Yeah.
But like, the pressure was on in the team. Like, okay, you know, I remember Yanko and I having calls like at like midnight as well. Like, okay, bro, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna shoot it? Do we want a storyline? How do we want the shots? Like, you know, do we want to do some outdoor? We want to do indoor? Like, how do we create this narrative that when they see it,
they'll be impressed.
We want them to be like, oh, like we never seen our brand like this also. So it was a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves, healthy pressure obviously, but out of wanting to impress them, wanting to impress us.
And it's a pride thing, like he said.
Yeah, and it's pride.
Yeah,
we've said this before, we believe in what we have here. So if that's the case, then we have to show up, right? And that was our opportunity. The Venezianico gave us the opportunity to show up, to say, okay, let's see if we are really good at what we say we're good at, and we believe that we can do. And of course, you know, we'll improve tenfold, you know, many months from now and all that jazz. But definitely, yeah,
that was part of.
Definitely, it was a growth moment. It was a major growth moment because how we show another brand on our channel would impact how we are seen by everybody else as well. But more importantly, in that moment, it was about Venezianico all the way. We're like, we want Alberto to like see the finished product and be like, you guys are.
And we want to get more watches from them, right? Because remember, it was the start of a relationship. And one thing maybe I think Daniel might have missed is we want more of the micro brands that we do to come here to South Africa. Because, you know, in South Africa, yes, we have the big three and we have the watches and stuff, but South Africa has a really, really big market, as we've seen with, you know, our subscribers and stuff like that. So people really want to buy the watches. People actually want to interact more than just buying watches off the website. I mean, for me, like, if you ask me, it would be cool if Venezianico had an atelier in South Africa. And we'd be a part of it, you know.
And also, like, we through this channel, we've learned that people, it's not that they don't want to know, it's that they just don't know. They haven't been exposed to the world of watches, like in the true sense, you know. I mean, and that's why also this channel, we focus on micro brands, because, okay, like Rolex doesn't need the attention, bro. It's Rolex. Patek doesn't need, you don't need to tell people it's a Patek. You know what it is. But a Venezianico, a Christopher Ward, Baltic, you know, Horla Jaming, like the list goes on. It's endless. It's such a rich industry that it's not just the Trinity. It's not just the big guys. It's not just the ones that, you know, you walk in a mall and you see, oh yeah, I know this brand, I've seen this brand and whatever. It's so deep and it's so
vast.
It's vast, yeah. That I think a lot of people they come to our channel and they're kind of surprised, like, oh, who's this? Like every time we do a video, they're like, who are you talking about?
Yeah.
We even had a comment once where someone was like, can you guys just start putting all the watches you talk about in descriptions, because I'm hearing things for the first time.
Yeah.
And obviously the imagery we show on the videos, they're like, this looks amazing. Can I find out more about it? Then we started, that's why we started recently doing videos focusing on brands specifically. Because when you think, okay, people, it's not that they don't want to know, it's just that they haven't seen it. So if we can promote micro brands as a whole in this very big pool.
The way I see it is like
really
we're all in this kind of like race together. So why not help each other than go against each other? You know what I mean? So we benefit a lot from micro brands because, you know, they give us watches, you know, they give us expertise, they even give us pointers and stuff like that. So why not help each other? Why not make it symbiotic? And that's basically the purpose of this entire channel. Like, we haven't even like completed our plan yet because we want everything to be symbiotic. Us and micro brands, us and watch experts, you know? We want people that can come and like, we can make it like a big home where everyone feels at home. Watch experts can come in, micro brands can come in and make it like a symbiotic community. So I think we achieved that with Venezianico. I think we're definitely gonna.
Well, it's definitely the start. Venezianico was the start to that. And yeah, man, it turned out that I think what we did with them, it went pretty well.
Yeah,
it went pretty well. I remember even the excitement, like when we launched the teaser, the first one, my teaser. Everyone was like, "Oh, damn,
this is different.
You guys are serious about this. You know, how did you get this?"
Because one thing to talk about watches and then you don't get watches. So we're stressed about that. We're like, we need to get a watch because we can't just talk about watches.
Yeah, like pictures and off websites and other people's content. No, we need to have our own. And Venezianico was an incredible moment for sure. But the challenge was literally just how were we going to pull it off? How were we going to make this look as good as they already look?
And remember, we're coming off a high, right? So we're coming off PF. So we thought that, okay, you know, usually it's a high, then a really low for a while, it's quiet.
Yeah.
And then it was a high again. Because like a few weeks after, now it's like, okay, we're back at work again. So
so it was an experience and a half. But it was very emotional, I remember. It was a very emotional experience. Like I was low-key like, damn.
Near tears, huh?
Yeah, I was like, damn, this is happening for real. Like, director, like you were there, dog. Even when he saw it, you were like, oh snap! Like this is.
I think it just became real for everyone in the team. Huh?
Yeah, I think we're like, oh, okay, so we're actually doing this for real.
It turned out to be a very surreal moment.
Yeah,
big time. I remember.
To be honest, the moments I realized how real everything is was when I actually saw the watch.
And you put it on,
yeah.
Like feeling and seeing a tangible thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I mean,
seeing is believing, right?
And also, seeing this one is an experience and a half. Seeing a watch made like that, it's an experience and a half. I can tell you firsthand, it is a beautiful moment for sure.
Earlier on, you touched on a teaser, and before I ask you a question on the teaser, I just want to go a little bit in depth with regards to the growth that you guys have experienced as content creators thus far. And this current niche, especially here in South Africa, is quite small, as you mentioned. From the experiences that you've had with PF and with Venezianico, what can you give to us, or what can you provide to us with regards to like the growth that you guys have experienced, like with regards to how you put yourselves out there, how you conduct yourselves in the online space? Did you guys learn anything from that?
A lot. I think I can answer this. And then Daniel go. But for me, I learned a lot, a huge lot. I think after these two experiences that we had, and even when we record other videos, the crowd in our community and our supporters are more like people that are almost like your family, because they feed it back to you. Like, okay, this wasn't a good video. I don't like the way this was researched. So one thing I really learned is, and one thing that's my goal for 2025 is increase or go deep into my research in terms of watches, because whilst we want to bring that balance, we also want to be super accurate. So one thing I really want to do is improve my research, because and people will tell you, and the one thing about the space is, if you can't take criticism, then you shouldn't be in it.
Yeah, you won't make it.
You shouldn't be in it at all. So I've got my fair share of plenty of criticism, but it's how I take it is, I think of it as almost like love, because you love me enough to tell me this. You spend time on watching this video for me to tell me this. Even though like the comment may be not as nice, but we always appreciate like the engagement and
Big
people
time.
actually like wanting to talk about it,
And
whether
also,
I'm right or wrong.
yeah, and also the nice thing is that we came into this telling the world that we're not evil. We are literally
Watch it.
homies. Like, yo, we love watches, and you're gonna watch us figure
And
this
we
out.
will not be right all the time.
Yeah, we won't. It's impossible. So the fact that we have people who are like, who will come to you, and it's also, we've never had like an outright like disrespectful comment, right?
Yeah.
They're the funny ones, and someone make fun of you, but
Roasting
it's like
you,
yeah, they roast you, but it's not.
I saw this other comment is like, never let him cook again.
Yeah,
This
let
again,
me cook again. And then I saw someone reply to that like exactly.
So it's all bants and
Yeah, it's bands,
some
and it's
of it.
like.
But some of it's constructive though. Let's not.
No.
lie.
And I was going to
received
get to that.
some.
Like,
Yeah.
we've gotten people like, listen, great video, but here's what I think you've missed. Or here's a part that this is my opinion. I think the video that got a lot of engagement was the smartwatch
Video that I made. Yeah.
video where
That was quite an interesting one.
he basically said, smartwatch? Why? Never buy a smartwatch.
Yeah.
And the comments and the feedback we got from that were heavy hitters. You know, people giving their perspective of why a smartwatch
Like
makes,
little think pieces.
like why a smartwatch makes sense for me in my life, and why I wouldn't get anything else but a smartwatch, giving their personal experiences. And who are we to judge? So we're like, okay, we're getting people's perspectives on it, and also we're getting people being like, yeah, I would never buy a smartwatch. Why? I don't need one. And they give their own reasons. So
I'm sure those heavy hitters were, well, I'm assuming that they're good pointers as to
Major.
how you can move.
Yeah,
in
no,
the future.
some things that our supporters say, they most of the time actually they bring up decent points and points that you don't like really like consider. Because like, let's go back to the smartwatch video, just to end it off, right?
Yeah.
Like the smartwatch video for me was, I did do some research, but I didn't go deeper into it because I didn't see the appeal of smartwatches. Because first of all, in my opinion, smartwatches, the only way you get the true value of smartwatches is if you use every single capability of it. What I don't like about people who have smartwatches, sometimes you get people that use smartwatches and don't even use like tracking your steps and stuff like that. So for me, it was more of like a, I don't know, not a deep-rooted hate. I wouldn't say deep-rooted hate, but it was more like,
that guy's gonna comment
no,
on you.
like, you know what I mean? Like, no, I will not spend time on research on this because I don't like them. It's obvious. For me, it was like a clear-cut thing. And then they were like, no, but you should have actually researched this. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should. So I think with this whole thing and this whole community, it needs you to be mature and sometimes take a step back and say, hold on, did I actually do a good job here? Did I actually research enough? What can I do better? Instead of just lashing out and saying, no, you're wrong.
And then also that's how you improve your content, because you get to have a little bit more context, and even with that context, you can still be wrong per se in someone's eyes and right in someone's eyes. So this definitely has taught us also to not take ourselves too seriously, but to be serious about what we're talking about.
Yes, and know the facts.
Yeah, so we need to be confident what we're saying. Is like, no, I know what I'm saying.
About what you present.
I know exactly what I'm saying. But also, when I do get the backlash or the feedback, rather, we never even got backlash, just feedback.
Don't be surprised if it's not good.
And don't take it to heart, because also we're doing this knowing that what I'm going to say, someone will see and not everyone will agree. And that's totally fine, right? And that's the beautiful thing about being people, is that there's never 100% agreement on anything. So this whole thing teaches you very quickly, as a person, teaches very quickly to be like, okay, I just need to get used to probably being told I'm wrong most of the time, because somebody will, of course, not agree with me, and that's okay, you know. But yeah, man, I mean, that smartwatch video was fire. Shout out to you though for it. That's crazy.
Daniel?
I won't like when I saw that comment, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. He did it.
I love
did.
I love the comment. To be
Yeah,
fair,
that's
the
great.
comments are really, really good.
That's
I love engaging with them, right or wrong, or like criticism or not.
Or agreement, disagreement. Doesn't
I
matter.
really love going back and forth. So,
I'm pretty sure the space that you guys have established online are pretty keen to see what you guys do next. But before I ask Daniel the next question, what I just want to quickly do is just urge the people to like, subscribe to the channel. This is as vulnerable as these guys are going to be. If you guys enjoy this unfiltered content, please like, subscribe, and also share, guys. Share to your friends, family. If you have somebody who's already a watch enthusiast, or you are starting yourself to be a watch enthusiast, please make sure to subscribe, guys. Last question I have for you, Daniel. Was the Christopher Ward watch a teaser?
Amen. Amen. Wrap it up.
and on that note,
Wrap it up.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.